From Hall of Famers traded for scraps to catastrophic bad deals, these are the worst MLB trades of all time. And some of these moves will make you question how these GMs got their jobs in the first place. At number 15, the Babe Ruth trade, 1919, December 26th. 1919. Christmas was over, but Boston Red Sox owner Harry Frazee had one more gift to give, and it wasn't for Red Sox fans. He sold Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees for $100,000 and used the money to fund Broadway productions. Ruth was already flexing on the entire league. As a pitcher, he posted an 89-46 record with a 2.19 ERA. But here's where it gets wild. The guy was also absolutely smashing at the plate with a .308 batting average and 49 home runs in just 5 seasons. He helped Boston win 3 World Series titles in 1915, 1916, and 1918. Then came New York. Ruth didn't just become good. He became the most famous athlete on the planet. 659 home runs, a .349 batting average, 4 World Series titles, and that legendary 60-homer season in 1927 that had the entire baseball world losing their collective minds. Meanwhile, Boston went 86 years without sniffing a championship. The curse of the Bambino was brutal. At number 14, Tom Seaver trade, 1977, June 15th, 1977. Mets fans call it the Midnight Massacre, and that's being generous. The Mets traded away Tom Seaver, the greatest player in franchise history, because they wouldn't pay the man what he was worth. Tom Terrific had 3 Cy Young Awards, 9 All-Star teams, and led the Miracle Mets to their shocking 1969 World Series title. This was a bona fide superstar in his prime. So what did they get? Pat Zachary, Steve Henderson, Doug Flynn, and Dan Norman. 4 completely forgettable players for one of the most dominant pitchers ever. It was clear they had absolutely no idea what they were doing. Seaver went to Cincinnati and kept dominating. He won 122 more games, became a 300-game winner, and strolled into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. The return package? Zachary was painfully average. Henderson and Flynn couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat, and Norman barely played professional baseball. Mets fans never forgave the front office. At number 13, Randy Johnson trade, 1989. The Montreal Expos had a 6'6" flamethrower named Randy Johnson, who made hitters pray for rain delays. He was wilder than a tornado in a trailer park, but anyone with half a brain could see the potential. Johnson's early numbers were rough, 0-4 record, walking 26 batters in 29 innings, but the scouts weren't blind. This was raw, unfiltered power on the mound, and it was only a matter of time before he figured it out. The Expos sent Johnson, Gene Harris, and Brian Holman to Seattle for Mark Langston and Mike Campbell. Langston was solid, but lasted half a season before bouncing to free agency. Campbell never even played a single game for Montreal. Johnson became the big unit and proceeded to terrorize hitters for the next 2 decades. 5 Cy Young Awards, 4,875 career strikeouts, 7 no-hitters, and a World Series co-MVP award. He was a first-ballot Hall of Famer who redefined dominant pitching. The Expos gave away one of the most overpowering pitchers ever for a half-season rental. It's honestly impressive how badly they botched this one. At number 12, Miguel Cabrera trade, 2007, December 2007. The Florida Marlins decided to blow everything up and ship Miguel Cabrera to Detroit for a package of 6 prospects. 6 sounds like a lot, right? Dead wrong. Cabrera was one of the most dangerous hitters in the game, but Miami was in full salary dump mode. They needed payroll relief and packaged him north. Those 6 prospects, one never even made it to the majors, and the rest combined for 0 impact in Miami. Meanwhile, Cabrera went to Detroit and proceeded to rewrite the record books. 4 batting titles, back-to-back MVP awards, and a Triple Crown, the first since 1967. He's a future Hall of Famer who will definitely be wearing a Tigers hat on his plaque. The Marlins got a half dozen lottery tickets for a guaranteed superstar. Number 11, Nolan Ryan trade, 1971. In 1971, the New York Mets had a young pitcher named Nolan Ryan who threw absolute gas but couldn't find the strike zone with a GPS. Instead of showing some patience, they traded him to the California Angels for Jim Fregosi, a 5-time All-Star whose best days were clearly behind him. Ryan was raw, wild, and frustrating, but that fastball was something special. The Angels saw the potential and decided to take a chance. The Mets wanted immediate help and thought Fregosi could provide it. Ryan proceeded to set MLB records that still stand today. 5,714 career strikeouts and 7 no-hitters. His career lasted 27 years, and he became one of the most dominant pitchers in baseball history. Fregosi lasted a season and a half in New York, hitting a pathetic .233 before getting shipped out. The Mets gave away a legend for a washed-up infielder. It's the kind of move that makes you wonder if anyone in the front office was actually watching baseball. Number 10. Frank Robinson trade, 1965. The Cincinnati Reds decided Frank Robinson was an old 30 and sent him to Baltimore for 3 players whose names you don't know. This wasn't just age discrimination, this was pure stupidity. Robinson went to Baltimore and immediately proved Cincinnati wrong. He won the Triple Crown and AL MVP award in his first season, then led the Orioles to World Series titles in 1966 and 1970. He finished his career with 586 home runs and a first ballot Hall of Fame induction. The Reds got Milt Pappas, who was decent but nothing special, and 2 other guys who were out of baseball faster. Robinson became an Orioles legend, while Cincinnati was left wondering. Number 9. Lou Brock trade, 1964. The Chicago Cubs traded Lou Brock to the St. Louis Cardinals for pitcher Ernie Broglio, who had won 21 games 2 years earlier but was already showing signs of decline. This trade was so lopsided it became shorthand for disaster. Brock was struggling in Chicago, hitting just .257 with limited power. The Cubs thought they were getting an established pitcher who could help them compete. Instead, they gave away one of the most dynamic players in baseball history. Brock went to St. Louis and immediately caught fire. He hit .297 with 888 stolen bases and over 3,000 hits during his career. He helped the Cardinals win World Series titles in 1964 and 1967 and earned a spot in the Hall of Fame. Broglio went 7-9 with a 5.4 ERA and was done in 2 years. To this day, Brock for Broglio still means completely lopsided trade. The Cubs gave away a Hall of Famer for 2 seasons of mediocrity. At number 8, Jeff Bagwell trade, 1990. The Boston Red Sox traded minor league third baseman Jeff Bagwell to the Houston Astros for reliever Larry Anderson, who pitched exactly 22 innings for Boston before leaving in free agency. 22 innings. That's not even 3 complete games. Bagwell went to Houston and had a Hall of Fame career spanning 15 seasons, 449 home runs, a .297 batting average, an MVP award, and 4 All-Star appearances. He became one of the greatest first basemen in Astros history. The Red Sox traded 15 years of excellence for 3 weeks of mediocre bullpen help. Number 7. Mookie Betts trade, 2020. 100 years after trading Babe Ruth, the Red Sox dealt another generational talent. Mookie Betts was a 4-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glove winner, and 2018 AL MVP. He was everything you want in a franchise player. Boston sent Betts to the Dodgers for Alex Verdugo, Jeter Downs, and Connor Wong. Verdugo hit .272 over 4 seasons. Downs played 14 games before being designated. Wong had a decent 2024, but is still a middle-of-the-pack catcher. Meanwhile, Betts helped LA win the World Series titles in 2020 and 2024. Since the trade, he's hit .284 with 132 homers, a .920 OPS, 4 more All-Star nods, and 2 more Gold Gloves. Number 6. Yordan Alvarez trade, 2016. The Los Angeles Dodgers signed Yordan Alvarez as an international free agent in 2016, then traded him to the Houston Astros less than 2 months later for reliever Josh Fields. Fields was a middle reliever, having a decent season, but this trade was pure short-sightedness. Alvarez rocketed through the minor leagues and made his MLB debut in 2019 with a 2-run homer that secured a 4-0 victory. He won Rookie of the Year, became ALCS MVP in 2021, and helped Houston win the World Series in 2022. With a career .295 batting average and a .959 OPS, he's become one of the most feared hitters in baseball. Fields had a .541 ERA by 2018 and was out of the league. Oh, and here's the brutal irony. He gave up a key home run to the Astros during the 2017 World Series. The Dodgers traded away a future superstar for a guy who would later hurt them in the World Series. At number 5, Giancarlo Stanton trade, 2017. The Miami Marlins sent 2017 National League MVP Giancarlo Stanton to the New York Yankees for Starlin Castro and 2 low-level prospects. The reason? His massive $325 million contract was too expensive for Miami's budget. Stanton had hit just 59 home runs and won the MVP award. He was a generational power hitter in his prime, but the Marlins wanted salary relief more than they wanted to win games. Stanton went to New York and immediately hit 38 home runs in his first season. Despite some injury issues, he's remained a productive slugger with 162 home runs and an .848 OPS since the trade. Castro was decent, but nothing special, and the prospects never developed into impact players. The Marlins got no real value back, just salary relief from trading away one of the most powerful hitters in baseball history. At number 4, Christian Yelich trade, 2018. In the same offseason they dumped Stanton, Miami also traded Christian Yelich to the Milwaukee Brewers for 4 unproven prospects. Yelich was entering his prime and had already won a Gold Glove and Silver Slugger award. Yelich became the National League MVP in his first season with Milwaukee, hitting .326 with 36 home runs and 110 RBIs. He led the league in batting average, slugging percentage, and OPS in back-to-back seasons. Plus, he took the Brewers to the NLCS in 2018. The 4 prospects Miami got in return: Lewis Brinson hit under .200 and was released in 2021. Isan Diaz batted .185 over 3 seasons. The other 2 barely stuck in the majors. Heads up! We're at the last 3, and if you think the previous trades were wrong, these last 3 are weirdly wrong and make fans lose their minds. Number 3, Pedro Martinez trade, 1997. After winning the Cy Young Award in 1997, Pedro Martinez was traded from the cash-strapped Montreal Expos to the Boston Red Sox for Carl Pavano and Tony Armas Jr. The Expos simply couldn't afford to pay Martinez what he was worth. Pedro was dominant in Boston. He posted a 117-37 record with a .252 ERA during the height of the steroid era. He won 2 more Cy Young Awards and was a key part of the 2004 championship team that broke the curse of the Bambino. Pavano and Armas combined for a 72-95 record with 0 All-Star appearances and multiple injury problems. The Expos gave away a Hall of Fame pitcher for 2 players who couldn't stay healthy or effective. At number 2, Nolan Arenado trade, 2021. The Colorado Rockies didn't just trade Nolan Arenado to the St. Louis Cardinals. They paid the Cardinals $51 million to take him. Arenado was a 5-time All-Star with 8 Gold Glove awards and 4 Silver Slugger awards. He was the face of the franchise and one of the best third basemen in baseball. But Colorado wanted to cut payroll, so they paid St. Louis to take their superstar. Arenado continued his dominance in St. Louis, with 3 more All-Star appearances and 2 additional Gold Glove awards. He remained one of the elite players in the game while the Rockies got Austin Gomber, whose ERA is over 5.0, and prospects who haven't reached the majors. The Rockies paid $51 million to get significantly worse. It's the kind of move that makes you question everything about how professional sports work. And at number 1 on the list, Ryne Sandberg trade, 1982. Most casual fans don't realize that Ryne Sandberg wasn't always a Chicago Cub. He was actually drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies, who traded him to Chicago for Ivan DeJesus in one of the most lopsided deals in baseball history. Sandberg was hitting .293 in AAA, but Philadelphia thought they didn't need him, since they already had Manny Trillo at second base. They figured DeJesus would be a decent player and shipped Sandberg north. Sandberg became a Hall of Fame second baseman and one of the greatest Cubs of all time. He made 10 All-Star teams, won 9 Gold Glove awards, and had his number retired by Chicago. DeJesus hit .239 for the Phillies and was gone within 2 years. Philadelphia gave away a Hall of Famer for a bench player. There you have it. 15 trades that completely rewrote baseball history. From Babe Ruth creating the Yankees dynasty to the Rockies literally paying to get rid of their best player, these moves prove that one terrible decision can haunt a franchise for generations. The wildest part? Most of these disasters were completely avoidable. The talent was obvious, and the warning signs were there. But teams got impatient, cheap, or just plain careless. It makes you wonder which future Hall of Famers are getting traded away right now for absolutely nothing. What's the worst trade you've ever witnessed? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Also, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. If you thought these trades were crazy, wait until you find out how every single MLB team got its name. Some of them make no sense. Can you believe the Red Sox originated because of a lazy journalist? Click here to watch how all MLB teams got their names in 16 minutes. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.